This week, we're just goofing off. This is Goof Off Week on the VO Life. Rho Marsh and I were doing between takes, and we just couldn't get things off the ground like we wanted. So I said, hey, jump on VO Life with me this week, and let's just catch up. And this is a catch-up episode. It's summer. We're all in our summer mode, so here is your summer VO Life. Because half the things you say when you jump on are a lot better than what we would say in a podcast.
True. It takes the pressure off.
Yeah, it does. But I'm trying to get Apple oriented again. Everything's backwards. It's on the other side of the screen. You know, the little buttons to push to make the screen change or go away, and then the file structures and everything goes here. And then there's no delete thing. You have to put everything into the trash, and then you have to take out the trash. And I'm like, shit.
Listen, you've done it wrong all these years, and now you're finally doing it right.
I know.
It takes a while.
I do love the fact that this thing is so quick. There's no noise in this laptop. Mm-hmm. It makes no noise. And it's fast as lightning. You know, it's just it's such a good change. But I still, I go into the booth back there and still work on my other one. My goal is that this room is becoming good enough to record in, and it's there. But when the air conditioning comes on, the vents right up there, and I can, and the air conditioning unit's right outside this wall. So I can't stop it.
Right.
And I don't want to go turn it off because it's been so freaking hot. So,
like all your food will be bacon when you go upstairs.
Yeah. Right. So I just figure, I don't know if I'll ever get rid of that booth or not. Maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hey, everything looks good though. And your setup, it's looking.
Yeah, it's definitely better. It's the product of moving things 50 times, maybe. I just feel I had the desk turned this way, and I just kept moving stuff. And I said, I got to back that green screen up, and I got to do this and got to do that. And I thought, then I can sit over here and do this. And then actually Saturday, I went and bought some. I didn't mean to. I was in the dollar store of all places, and they had these Marvel little 12 by 12 canvas paintings on clearance. And I thought, dang, that's Spider-Man. That's pretty cool. And I thought, there's 2 in a pack. If I buy 2 of them and they're different, that'd really look good over there on that blue wall.
Oh, Lord.
And it's just, I don't.
You got sucked in by the Marvel machine.
Yeah. It's like impulse buying has hit me all of a sudden. I don't know what happened to me.
I hear you. That's what happens to me when I walk into Target. Automatically $80 flies out of my pockets. And there's nothing in my tray yet.
Yeah, and then I've tried I've bought 3 different cameras and tried them, sent them all back. Nothing beats this iPhone 16.
Wow.
It's just, and I have even tagged it, to the MacBook and used it when I'm on a Zoom meeting. But the thing is, for some reason, it gets along so many minutes and then it just goes away.
Oh,
I don't know why it does it.
Out.
Yeah, it must have a thing in there, and I need to figure out that setting because you set it up there and use the rear camera. This is a decent picture. This is a 2K camera, but man, you turn that thing on, it's like wow, it's like watching a movie.
Yeah, the technology is pretty amazing.
It is, and I'm so stupid to want to be involved in it. Well, I don't know that much about it, but I just
where the heck do you get the patience from to do all that stuff? Because I do not have it. No. After 2 tries of something, I'll be like, nope, I'm out. I got something to do.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
If it isn't perfect the first time, forget about it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just kidding. I mean, if there's something that I really want, then I will be like a dog with a bone, and I'll do it. But right now, I think it's this point in my life, like to try to figure out how to do something that you're doing.
Yeah, I like to learn, and it takes up a lot of time. I even some of the other dumb things I've done lately. I was having to ship stuff back a lot because I'd buy it and I go, this don't work. It's not that good.
Yeah. And
so I bought a label printer and a cheap label printer off Amazon, and I didn't research it enough. So it never would hook up right to the computer. It would print off this app on my phone, but I'd have to send a PDF to my phone and then print it.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, I don't want to do this. So I started watching YouTube videos, and I found this little thing called, I think it's called an iLabel, and does really well with MacBooks and blah blah blah. It's tiny, it's about yay big, and it prints really good labels. I thought, what do I print? 20 a year? Why do I need that? Why can't I just print it on paper and cut it out and put tape over it? Why? It's just like, no, I want it automatic. I want to be able to hit the button and print the label.
That's the way we did it in the 80s, bro.
Yeah, I got a problem. I don't know what to call it, but I got a problem. So how's business? I know life's busy, but what about business? How's it been? Summer's been.
Lord, I'm starting to wonder, Troy, if like my life is going to crowd out my business, because it is, it just, aside from the things that I already love to do, be in shows and help out with casting and all of that stuff. I love all that, and singing and all that. I've got grandbabies now, and my kids are they're at the ages where, my kids have stuff going on. So now we're watching them over full weekends. And then all of a sudden you get a phone call and it's like, oh, Mom, can you come over for just a little bit? I've got this, that, or the other thing I got to run out for. And I could say no. Yeah. I could say, if I have a legit session or something like that, if I have a live session, then obviously I do have to say no, but I try not to say no. And it's like, it's just crazy. I'm just starting. And of course I have a mom now. My mom is elderly and she's starting to need a lot more help. Yeah. And we're seeing some things coming down the road that we need to be prepared for, as far as her mobility issue, all of that. So it's like trying to outrun a tidal wave,
I get it. I get it.
And so I just keep looking over my shoulder like, okay, it's not here yet. It's not over me yet. So I'll just keep running. So I just don't, pretty soon it's going to make me drown, but I don't know. I'm starting to think, what the heck, should I just put this, I'm not going to put my whole business on pause. But I'm having to do less hours, I guess is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm definitely not putting in full-time hours. And so I'm starting to feel the effects of that now. Because I was like, basically I was always working like 9 to 2, no matter what. And then, later if I needed to. But now it's like, oh my gosh, it's lucky if I can get 3 hours in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. And I don't know about you, but that does not work well for me.
No, that's hard to do.
Just roll.
And I get really quickly distracted. My days are usually like 7 to 11 or 11:30. I'm pretty focused on work. After that, I may go, and especially since the weather broke the last 4 or 5 days, we've been in the 70s. It's just crazy. Same here. So I'm like, I need to go get on the tractor. I can clip, go clip pastures, and I can go do this and do that. And, then we had a big old tree fall, and I'm trying to get it cut up. And it's one of those things, you want to do that for about 2 hours, and that's enough. I'll do some more tomorrow or the next day, however long this takes, that's fine. And I got another tree I need to take down in the backyard that's got some kind of disease, something. It's dying and it looks terrible. But 7 to 11, I try to stay focused. I try to schedule stuff in the mornings. Afternoons, I don't worry about it. But I don't know if that has caused me issues in July, which July wasn't terrible. It just wasn't May and June. And it's not supposed to be. July and August usually are really half or less than what a normal month is for me.
Yeah.
But money wise, it was pretty good. But I did one commercial spot where I normally do 8 to 10 commercials a month. So it was just odd. But then I started thinking, well, maybe if you'd stay in here and work more. Well, then I started doing that. But what was I doing when I was in here? My email marketing's automated. I don't, I can go look for some new leads. I even talked to a guy on Fiverr about maybe researching some more leads for me and some things like that. And next thing I know, I'm out here testing some, playing with the lighting in here or testing with it. Yeah. And I think I enjoy doing all that stuff. And man, I organized my closet over there. Stuff was just crammed in there. I had wardrobe that I use for UGC in there. And I said, I need to I go to the dollar store and get me a bunch of those little totes, you know, with the lock
Right.
lids on them.
Right.
I got my Dymo labeler out and I'm labeling this is
Nice.
USB-C cables. This is for video stuff. This is for this. And now there's like 8 totes in there and everything's
I
labeled
love
nice and
that.
neat. So it's all, you know, now I can find stuff. I don't have to go
I do
digging
love
for
an
it. Yeah.
organizational project. I
Yeah. And
love
I'm tickled to death to get all that done. And then I'm in there looking over the weekend. I'm like, dang, that's a lot of microphones up there. What is that one? So I started pulling them all down and like testing them in different ways. You know, plug it into my phone. Does it fire up? If I just plug it into my phone,
right.
I'll be dang, it does.
I
Look at
mean,
that.
that's how you learn.
You know, yeah,
That's how you learn.
and I was like lined them up on the desk and plug each one in and like test the sound. And the funny thing was, the cheapest one was one I bought off Walmart online. It was $29, and it was called a Neat Bumblebee. Little USB mic, and that thing outperformed the $160 Sennheiser USB mic.
I love it when that
It's
happens. I
better
love it when
than
the
the
cheap stuff is
Shure.
better
It's
than the expensive stuff.
Yeah, it had the best sound, the lowest noise floor, and I thought I'll do a video on that and tell VO people that are just wanting to practice.
Mm-hmm.
You know, get a mic. Don't just read into your phone. Get this mic and get it for $29.
Yeah.
You know, go
Why
get
not?
it. So yeah, and I thought, what purpose did that serve my business? None.
Well, but at least you're doing stuff that is business related, you
Yeah,
know.
kind of, sort of.
I mean, I have days where like if I'm like through my list of all the stuff that I'm going to do,
Mm-hmm.
and my mind is like bing, 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 and there's like 5,000 more things that I could
Yeah.
do. Sometimes I just give up and go upstairs and watch something on TV. But
That,
that's rare.
that's my
Very, very
problem.
rare. It's like,
This up here never stops.
right. So like I rarely do that. So on the days that I just am getting nothing done and I'm spinning my wheels, I'll watch something creative,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's a
Mm-hmm.
documentary or, you know, something like that. Or I'll watch YouTube videos about the business or whatever
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
my head back in the game. Because sometimes once I'm all over the place and I've had 50 million phone calls about this, that, and the other thing, can you do
Mm-hmm.
this? Can you do that? And
Mm-hmm.
does that date work? Does that date work? And sometimes I just can't get back in the zone. I'll come
Right.
down here and I'm just like, drool.
Yeah.
So in that case, I'll just go do something creative or put some music on or go for a walk and then get my butt back in here and get back in the game. But
Yeah.
yes, May and June were excellent for
Yeah.
me. I mean,
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
A lot of my repeat clients had work and it
Mm-hmm.
was great. And, you know, several P2P things going on from different platforms, but
Mm-hmm.
July, I can still hear the brakes screeching.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That was
not a lot
tough
going
because,
on.
yeah, I'm used to, you know, anywhere from 2 to 4 jobs on a pay to play. And I think I had one. Yeah, I had one in July. And oddly, it was for, you probably know what they are, the UGG boots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it was for them actually in their parent country, Australia. And I
Nice.
think it was just an internal thing. But anyway, it was fun to do. And that was pretty much it for pay to play, which is odd, you know, and pay to play works different for everybody. And I tell people this all the time. Because Charles and myself and Jake, we still talk regular,
Mm-hmm.
and they both do really, really well on voice 1, 2, 3. So I got my profile cleaned up. I worked hard on it. I got up in that top 10%, and I,
Right.
you know, went through that thing where that lady goes through and make sure you're not duplicating keywords and all that stuff. And I fixed everything. And then I upped and paid the $660 per quarter, you know, the 2,400 thing or whatever. I said, I'm going to try it for 3 months. I booked one job in 3 months, and I was seeing the stuff and auditioning, and I was getting the short list and staying in that top 10. But I thought after that, I said, I'm not paying $660 a quarter to book one job. But on voices, they both don't do anything on voices, and I'll book 2 to 5 jobs a month on voices.
That is so interesting. I mean, I gave up trying to figure it out because
there's no, and it's just different for everybody.
It's annoying. I mean, I definitely voice V123 is okay, and I've done all the things that you've
Mm-hmm.
Just talking about, I've done
Mm-hmm.
all that auditing, taking the courses, blah, blah, blah. And
Mm-hmm.
it'll do really well for a while and then nothing for the longest time. And
Mm-hmm.
then I
And
just,
I hate it because that's where I'd rather be booking, but I
right?
can't make it work, you
I
know?
know. I mean, thank heavens
No
for
fees.
repeat clients
Yeah. Yeah.
because, you
And
know,
that's what you got to do, build that base.
you do, you have to like diversify the portfolio
Yeah.
because otherwise,
Yeah.
you know, you're going to be dead in the water.
Yeah. Build that base. And it takes a few years. And once you build that, then you pick your poison where you're going to go after some more stuff. But for me, it became, I had one coach tell me, this was 3-4 years ago, I guess, audition for everything. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's got 300 already in the audition. You never know. You're not going to get it if you don't audition. And the time that I wasted doing that for a year or two.
Yeah.
And now I'm to the thing with I'll open up in the morning and let's say there's 14 things in there, maybe one, maybe two. I'm going to
Yeah.
audition
No,
for
no,
it.
I'm really picky too.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
it's
be
it's too
auditioning
stressful.
for everything. Nope, nope, no.
It's too
Plus, I
stressful,
just think
and
it
you get
works
in the
against you.
yes, and you get in the grind of
Yeah.
cranking them out, and you're not taking the time to read it, connect to it, find that version of you that fits it, and make sure that's what you do.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm definitely picky. If it's not, industry rates or pretty close to it or something that is
Mm-hmm.
negotiable, ish. And if I'm not resonating with it, I'm not doing it because it
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
such a time suck. And you want to,
Yeah.
I mean, quality over quantity is definitely the way to go with anything in this business. I'm pretty
Mm-hmm.
sure. But yeah, I definitely am not going to waste my time blah, 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 blah,
Mm-hmm.
auditioning for everything. Nope.
And as much as I love tech and a lot of the things going on right now, I don't ever audition for that kind of stuff. You don't hear my voice on that type of thing. You just don't. And why audition for it? And a
Yeah.
lot of it too, like you said, I don't connect with talking about how AI can help your business and AI can do this and do that.
Yeah.
I just, so what? I don't care. I don't want to hear about it. And even with the techie products, but give me the mattress commercial or the
Yeah.
solar panel thing or whatever, or give me an outdoor narration. I'm all over it. But
Well, it's good to be at the point in our businesses where we know what our wheelhouses are.
and that takes time.
Yeah,
That's
it
what I
does. You
tell the
have
new
to
people.
get through a lot of the junk and then you realize, okay, this job resonates. I'd be great at that. That's my strong
Mm-hmm.
suit. And the rest is get rid of it.
Yeah, and I've tracked that in a spreadsheet for years because I want to know month to month, where do I book the most jobs?
Hmm.
And the funny thing is I had literally written Fiverr off. I would get a VO job, maybe one a month or two a month, not much. And I'd written it off. Well, Grant Holmes 2 years ago, him and Alice Everdeen, they were like, why don't you do UGC? You got to, you come across really, honest and trustworthy. And that's what I'm like, I don't want to
You
fool with
do.
that.
You fool
So
everyone all
I
the time.
do. I got them all tricked.
We know how
And,
you are.
and
It's a lie. It's a lie.
so when I finally did it and it took off, Fiverr last month was 40% of my business because of UGC.
What?
Yeah, it's because of
Oh,
UGC
okay.
though. It's all
Gotcha.
UGC. I had one VO job and like 8 or 9 UGC jobs, or not that many, probably 6. And it was 38%, and it was 4 or 5% every month, and it's
Well,
now consistent too. So.
let's hover here on the UGC because I did some UGC work several years ago
Mm-hmm.
and I liked it. The pay was amazing. I mean, that was great. That part
Mm-hmm.
was great. But I got to the point where people were seeing me doing stuff and it was landing on Instagram and my phone was like off the hook, like, are you selling that? Are you working for a new company? And do you recommend that? And I looked at that as it was like causing me to have more work and
Mm-hmm.
more annoyance because
Mm-hmm.
people were seeing things on the internet
Mm-hmm.
and assuming that when I was doing the UGC that I endorsed that product. And so finally I was like, yeah, I don't think this is causing too much stress in my
Mm-hmm.
life to have to
Yeah,
answer
I
all
could
these
see that.
messages and all that stuff. So I just stopped doing it. But it's sad because I do miss the paychecks.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Mm-hmm.
great.
Yeah, it is for the amount of time you put into it. It's really good,
Mhm.
and for most of that stuff, it doesn't air very long usually because they move on to a different way to advertise or whatever.
Yeah.
I have not had anybody reach out and say anything about seeing any of my UGC stuff so
That's
far.
interesting.
So yeah. So, and it's, even my wife has helped on one where we did a couples thing where she gives me this bracelet for a gift and I have to
Oh, you
cry
showed me
over it and
that. It
all that.
was
So
hilarious.
yeah, well, I think I sent you the
You sent me the
the
B-side,
bad one.
the B-roll.
Yeah, that was all her idea.
Way to go, Amy.
She did good, but yeah, it's just weird to do it in some ways. But I got one guy that's sending. He's a repeat client, and he wants to get more realistic, so he does those point of sale machines.
Mm-hmm.
So he's sending me one, because he wants me to use it in the video. And
Right.
he said, I'll just tell you, it's something wrong with it and we can't fix it. So, but you can plug it up and it'll light up and it'll look good in the video. And he said, just keep it. Blah. I thought, well, what do I need with that? But
Exactly.
I've got a box, a tote in my closet, and I actually got to start throwing stuff out. But I've got hearing aids in there. I got this bracelet that has somebody else's name on it. I got a
You
really
should wear that
nice.
just to confuse
I
people.
should. I think it says Ethan. I got a really nice truck cover for my truck, custom fit.
Wow. Kind of some nice
You get some good
freebies.
stuff. Yeah, you get
Yeah.
some good freebies and good stuff. And most of them don't want you to send it back. I did have one guy was a fishing rod organizer that mounted in the back of the truck, and I had to forward it to somebody else. But he sent the label and paid me 25 extra bucks to take it to the post office. So
Yeah.
it's just
Well, I
funny,
did
and
stuff that
people are
was kind of
fun.
medical-ish. I did things that was like chiropractic, like pillows and stuff that you put under your arm and stuff that helps to correct your
Hmm.
posture. And I
Yeah,
did those kind of
yeah.
things. And it got wiggy. Like I said, people would call and be like, "Do you endorse that?" And I'm thinking, what if I
I'm a
say
paid
yes?
spokesperson.
Oh, I said to them, I
You
said,
know,
I'm an actor,
yeah.
and I'm acting, and I've only used it like just enough to know a little bit
Hmm.
about it, and that's it. I can't
Yeah.
start endorsing things, and then what if somebody like breaks their tailbone or their neck snaps when they're
Well,
using that thing, and all of a sudden,
I
oh,
I dug
who
into that.
recommended that?
I dug into that heavy before I started because that was the thing I asked Grant, and he said, "No, you're a paid spokesperson. You're covered. They know you're paid to do this." And so I put a little waiver I send them every time. It's just a paragraph. It says, "Hey, this is just understanding. I'm only a paid spokesperson. You release me from any liability related to this product." And they sign
Yeah,
it every
good.
time.
Oh,
They
that's
sign it
great.
every time, and I
Well, you
never had
could
any
just
trouble.
say, I'm not a doctor, but I play one on TV.
Yeah, yeah. I've even did one, and I think it was more of a comedy type thing the
Uh-huh.
guy was using, and I had to get a judge's robe. They bought it and sent it to me, so I had a judge's robe on. I've got
Sweet.
a sheriff's shirt with a little badge on it, and
You should like do
it's
a reel of
crazy.
little clips of all the ones you've done and just do it as a reel, like a TikTok reel or
Yeah,
IG.
yeah, I
That'd be fun
should.
to see.
I should. Yeah, one of these days when I'm looking for something creative to do, I should throw that
Yeah, because
together.
you have nothing else to
But
do.
yeah, but if I could get the actual stuff back when they put it together, because most of them that I do, they're unedited, they're raw, and they
Oh,
mix them
gotcha.
together. So
You're not seeing
I
the
don't,
finished product.
yeah, I don't ever see the finish. And I keep thinking, surely I'll scroll across one of these, but I never
Mhm.
do. Now, a guy sent me a thing yesterday. He go, and I worked with him 15 years ago, and he knows I do VO. We kind of just through Facebook. So he sends me this ad of this guy's talking on it. He goes, "Is this you? I'm pretty sure this is you." It was nowhere close to me. And he had a southern accent. I'll give him that.
Well, okay, close.
You put
Same.
this here on your car and this will happen. You come on here and I'll fix your tire nuts or something. I don't know what he was talking about, but anyway, I was like,
I'll touch your
no,
dick.
not me, not me, not me. Yeah,
Oh,
but yeah,
gosh. Well, I'm
business
glad
is
that you
crazy.
like it. I'm glad you're liking the UGC and, you know, that it's
Yeah, I'm
going well for
wondering.
you.
I know that at one time when you went to a VO conference, sometime they'd have a course on it or they'd have a talk on it, and I thought that'd be a good thing to maybe add.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people that are doing VO could probably do it. I don't want everybody to try to take my business because I'm
Right.
glad
Of
to have
course.
what I got. But
Right.
I wouldn't mind speaking about it and how you get into it and what it takes.
Hmm.
Oddly, I had a couple of production companies out in California reach out to me that had seen a couple of
Really?
my things. I did,
You go, bro.
and I I had to send a couple of sample reels to one of them, and they are the number one provider of TikTok content for UGC. So they will go take a brand. Let's say it's, why did that come to mind? Geritol or whatever. So they'll take a brand. Why did that come to mind? Yeah, they'll take a brand and say, we got a guy, here's 5 people we think would be a good fit for your brand. And then they pick, and then you start doing the content and they pay you. Mm-hmm. And they pay even better than what, some of the others are paying. So I'm hoping that might pick up and take off.
That's awesome.
But I don't know. It's been a couple of weeks and I've only had like one brief sent to me to look at. So, and I sent back, I could do this easily, blah, blah, blah. Here, this would be my price. And I didn't hear anything, but we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Never know. You it's marketing, just keep marketing. It's all you do. I hate marketing. I hate it. Oh I'm a big proponent of it. You need to do it.
I hate it.
But the output that you have to do for the return coming back, it is so bad. And I hear people talking about, well, I get at least this many people reaching out a week, and I was like, I don't see much of that.
No.
Mine are random, and then usually when I get one, sometimes it's just a quick inquiry. What would you charge for da 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 da? And then you answer, and you're like, that must have went in a black hole because I never heard anything back. I don't know where that went. But and then every now and then you get the hey, could you put a package together for my radio station? Blah 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 blah. And how much would it cost? And you tell them, they say, could I get it by Friday? And you're off to the races. I've had that happen a few times, but usually it's emails are going out. Oh, that guy unsubscribed. Darn it! There one more off the list, and you just don't hear anything. You're just planting seeds.
It is not my thing. I don't love it. And I'm very inconsistent with it, which is probably half the issue. But I just don't. I hate wasting time on things that don't feel like they're any return whatsoever. And it just takes something out of me, and it's taking chunks of time that I could be doing something else. Yeah. I don't love it. So
I don't either. But I do it. And I'm wondering, am I doing it because everybody says you're supposed to do it?
Well, that's the thing. Like, this is going to sound so woo-woo, but a long time ago, I just decided I am not going to do something that sucks the life out of me when I can spend time doing things that resonate and fulfill me. And maybe that sounds, I don't know, maybe it sounds ridiculous, but
no, I think you're right.
I think it's just, I've had a career already. I already had a full-time career. I did that for 27 years. And this is my second career. And I love it. I love it. And I want to love all the parts. Now, obviously that sounds ridiculous. And there are business things that I don't like dealing with taxes, but I do them. I don't like dealing with all of that other admin stuff, but I do it. But with marketing, it's one of those things where it just has never clicked or resonated with me. And it hasn't brought anything to me that is adding to my life or my career. So I know all the marketing people, like my buddy Mark Scott, is like turning around going crazy.
Yeah.
What the heck, Rho?
Yeah.
But I have employed some really great advice from these amazing marketing experts like Mark.
Yeah.
But just for me, it just feels like I'm doing something that doesn't feel genuine. That's what I'm trying to get to. I said all these things, but that's really what I mean.
I have to wonder too, if there are so many voice actors doing it and we're all going after, production companies, production houses, or, people that market to e-learning and market to whatever. I mainly market to automotive and radio imaging. And then my production houses, I rely on Jonathan Grant's system. I'm on that. VO inbox. It sends stuff out. It adds the lead. It does all the work. I don't do anything, and I'll see a response here and there from that. But my production house stuff, I probably don't have more than about 300 leads in there. There's people I've cultivated or dug up myself. And they don't fall off. They don't unsubscribe. Right. And I've got them, now they've been in there long enough that I just send a quarterly newsletter type thing. And I'll go in nimble. And when that quarterly thing's running out, I'll set up a new sequence. I'll copy that one exactly, set up a new one that I can feed them into. And it may say quarterly number 4 because other people are going to work their way from my initial down to quarterly 1, quarterly 2. And I just keep adding to it where I can change the newsletters.
Right.
And I don't do anything. I just let the system do its thing. And if people unsubscribe, I go in there and there's a button it'll show me everybody in the contacts that unsubscribed. I choose them and I hit delete. I take them out of the system.
Yeah.
Because they're done.
Yes.
So
and I have
just take them
mad respect for people who have amazing marketing skills.
Mm-hmm. I do
developed programs. Such respect for people like that. It just feels very inauthentic for me to do that because it's just not how I'm wired. So I'm learning to put my eggs in the baskets that have, return chickens.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. And I'm with you too on the thing of this is it's a full-time thing, but it is a second career. And actually this year, in October, I've got the opportunity. If I say, I want my pension, I want my checks coming every month. I want to get on that fixed income.
Yeah.
And, my accountant is saying, absolutely do it. I want you to do that. I want you to take that check and put it in wherever to invest and let it build. But he's got the right point. What if you don't live to 65? Get it at 62. What if you don't make it to 65?
That's smart.
And
for real.
And he said you're making enough to where with your write-offs and everything, it's not going to cost you anything to take it. And I'm like, okay, so I'll do it. So I actually have while I'm in Dallas, I think on the 22nd at 8:30 that morning, my initial phone call to get set up and get that done. So
8:30 in the morning while you're at Dallas. How very
yeah. I just you know how it is. The government stuff, you call and you get on a list and they call you back and we can get you an appointment on so and so. Well, what if I don't take that one? Well, then it could be another 30 days. I'm like, no, go ahead, put me down. I'll go in the restroom, bathroom somewhere.
Why not?
The call.
Are you ready for Dallas? Are you ready?
I'm getting ready. I took I had to buy a new jacket to wear because everything I got.
A new jacket.
Hey, you remember the old movie Big with Tom Hanks?
Yep.
Do you remember I think it was the movie poster where he had on like his dad's suit and he's a kid and it's all hanging. That's how I looked when I put my suit on. I've lost
you're losing all that weight.
Yeah, I've lost 40 pounds. So
wow. And do you feel good? You feel
I do.
Well?
And this whatever is in this compound, this mix, it has helped my arthritis. My hands do not hurt.
Get out. You know what? It's helping with inflammation. That's the problem.
It is. It's helping with inflammation.
Away inflammation. Because once our hormones start leaving us and saying goodbye, it's been great. The inflammation just adds up because we have no hormones to help us manage that. So that
makes sense. Cool. That makes sense. But I feel better. I've had very few side effects. I've had a couple of nausea things, but it's usually like the day I take the shot. So I asked my doctor, I said, can't you find me a compound pharmacy here close by? And can I buy this direct? Because I know they're marking it up.
Oh my gosh, of course they
way
are.
up. So I was paying $365 for it would last about 6 weeks though, because I didn't up my dose real high. And he's like, yeah, there's one in Smyrna, Tennessee, which is between here and Nashville or the other side of Nashville. And he said, they'll just mail it to you. So it came in the other day and it was in a little bottle and it said, put it up, keep it in the dark, blah, blah. Well, I wouldn't paint it. I thought it's one syringe in there. What are they?
Keep it in the dark.
Then I got it out.
Gremlin?
Yeah. And it said, keep it in a dark, cool place, not in the refrigerator, just room temperature. So anyway, I got it back out and looked at it and it said, put 0.5 milliliters or whatever it was daily under your tongue, leave it under there for 10 minutes. Don't eat or drink anything.
10 minutes.
You do it daily and it's just liquid. You put it in there. And I asked him, I said, is that going to work? And he said, it's the same medicine, but he said, think about this. Now you're bringing it into your system daily at a level amount. You're not popping in X number of milligrams once a week, or it goes in there and it hits you hard. And then it, you know,
right, that's true.
He said, try it, because it was only
it's a daily absorption.
Yeah. And it was under 200 to go this route. So I'm going to try it. I still got enough to do one more shot, and then I'm going to try the other. So
how long are you going to do it?
I've got a goal I want to get to, and I'm not too far from there. I'd like to lose about 15 more pounds if I can. And then the doctor recommended to start backing off of it, you know, gradually. He said, stay on it for a few weeks until you take it down to where you're not gaining or losing. Maybe you're just maintaining and you're comfortable with it. And he said, and you might want to stay on that dose, because it's more than what it does to your system to slow digestion and make you feel full. There's other stuff in there that turns off food noise. You just don't think about food. I don't know what's in there that does that. And plus there's stuff in there for energy and whatever's going on to help, you know, the swelling or the joints or whatever.
I mean, there's LSD in there, so keep
whatever it is. Yeah. Whatever it is. I'm happy with it.
I'm too scared of it.
I'm happy with it, and it's in conjunction with a 22-year-old gastric bypass surgery. You know, what this is allowing is for all that in there to shrink and go back. You know, where that pouch, and they had to surgically go in and fix my pouch back in 2022, or I think it was 2022.
Wow, when you're having pouch surgery, that sounds real serious.
Well, it was actually for what was called a candy cane.
Oh, I think you told me about this once.
Yeah, it was just a little section hanging off of that, and they had to cut that off and sew it. So while they were in there, they tightened that pouch back up a little.
We're sorry for those who are listening and watching and you're squeamish, because
don't be squeamish. Don't be squeamish.
So you got your new jacket for Dallas.
Got a new jacket.
What else are you doing to be prepared? I'm sad that I'm not going to be there.
I shipped all my swag down to Charles. He's going to bring it. So I've got keychains. Keychains. I've got 2 different kinds of pins, kind you write with and the kind you stick on your shirt. I got one for my free talk I'm doing. It says "You Are Enough." Listen to the VO Life.
Awesome.
I'm going to give away a bunch of stuff. And I thought, I was having a pretty good spring, and I said I want to buy stuff to take, because who knows if I'll go to many more of these. I don't know. I mean, we never know what'll happen, what'll change.
Hey, live in the moment. Seize the moment.
I shipped all that to him. I got my suitcase out and got it cleaned up. I had to order a garment bag because the zipper broke on mine. It was one of those old flimsy, just thin bags. You could barely put a couple of pair of pants and a coat in. Yeah. So I had to order one of those for carry on, and then I've gotten my travel rig ready, and most of that's packed and in my backpack. So I'm just I know I'm a couple weeks ahead, but if I like to, I got to plan ahead.
Prepared. You never know, like between now and then, how busy you're going to get. So it's nice to have that out of the way. But I'm a last minute packer, but I'm a very efficient packer, because we've traveled so much over the years. And so I know exactly, boop, boop, boop. I can pack a bag for Europe for 10 days in 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Bing, bada bing, bada boom.
That's good.
But it is good to be prepared. But I'm excited to hear how your thing goes. I know it's going to be great. Everybody's going to love all the information that you have to give them.
It'll be fun.
You're good at that.
It'll be fun. And I'm just looking forward to seeing people. I mean, I'm not going to any, I'm not going to any sessions or anything. I look forward to the awards thing. It's fun. It was more nerve-wracking last year because somehow getting nominated 6-7 times, that was nerve-wracking to me.
Sure.
Well, now it's just for one, and it's a demo I produce. So I'm like, who cares? I'm just going to go, and it took the pressure off.
We're going on vacation, and that's been planned forever. So there was no getting out of it. So I can't make it.
Well, there's always Atlanta.
Well, I'm going to Mavo. Mavo is, I had to skip last year, but it's the one I've gone to every year for the past 3 years or so.
Well, tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow, I'll be talking with George Washington III, who is the new president of WOVO. I have a very high interest in getting involved with them for some reason. And I think Tim Powers, in talking to him a few weeks ago, made me feel that way. And
Right.
just the individualism they put into helping people and some of the different things. So I've just never paid attention to it that
Well, I was a
much.
member, but I didn't really do the research and get
Mm-hmm.
myself
Mm-hmm.
into what was happening with them. And I do think there's been a lot of changes coming down the pipe.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
definitely want to circle back around and see what's happening because I do think there's
Mm-hmm.
some really great stuff in the pipeline with them,
Yep.
with all the changes. And
Yep.
um,
And I
so
think
I,
they've got a thing in September in New Orleans, I think.
Nolans,
And I
I
understand
love New
these are
Orleans,
very small, like maybe 100 people usually show up.
is great. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
VO Atlanta is my favorite big, huge monster
Mm-hmm.
conference. It's really
Mm-hmm.
fun, but I do love the small boutique ones because you can just
Mm-hmm.
have a little more time for meaningful
Mm-hmm.
conversations. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I'm
Both
with you.
have really great things about them, the
Mm-hmm.
big and
They
the
do.
small.
They do. For some reason, I have this connection at Dallas, maybe because of last year and first time to present and whatever.
Hmm.
But Atlanta, that's where it all started. The first one I went to, I was fly on the wall, scared to death. Didn't really, I recognized some people, but I didn't know that many people. I had
Hmm.
just went full time. I was 18 months into voiceover.
Hmm.
But the second year, I felt a little more comfortable. The third year, I felt like, yeah, these are my people,
Yeah.
and there was no holding back. And they knew me, I knew them. You'd been out there in the social media world long enough that people kind of know who you are. So
So you
that
hit the
made it a
dance
lot
floor.
better. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's me on the dance. No,
Who's that guy in the middle breakdancing? Oh, that's Troy Holden.
no, it ain't me.
I
Uh,
want to see it.
I'm still a wallflower when it comes to all that. I just nah, don't want to do
That's
that.
right. You do you, boo.
Yep, that's me. I'll do me. I'll find a couple people to talk to and stand up in
Yeah.
the corner and whatever. But it's
Yep.
fun. I enjoy
Yeah.
seeing people.
Yeah, same.
I enjoy it.
Same, same.
Anything else big going on rest of the summer? You had anything crazy happen? I was talking to. Do you know Louise Porter?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Louise was telling me a while back, I think they were like tearing down a house behind her and rebuilding. And she was, it's like, it was shutting her down. I mean,
Oh, I
and
believe
I
it.
haven't touched base with her in a couple weeks. And I just kind of wonder how that's going. But for you, everything been calm, quiet, pretty good.
Pretty good. I actually want to give George the tech a call because I need to figure out what's happening with my wine room. And yes,
Mm-hmm.
it's real. I want to be able to record in here without having to scoot into the tri booth that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see if I can get some kind of a consultation going
Mm-hmm.
with how to set this up properly. This room is naturally quiet. It's why I chose it when we moved to this new house in
Mm-hmm.
October, because it's closed off. There are no windows. It's got really heavy triple thick glass, however you call that, tempered glass, although that needs a curtain in front of it. But
So
every
that's
when
a
you walk
real
in here,
room you're in?
it is. It's a wine room, darling.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that
Don't we
was.
all have a wine room, darling?
I knew
Don't we
that's
all?
it was for wine bottles, but I'm like, she's just got a background up. That can't be real.
No, bro, this is my wine room. I know
I'm
Brad
coming to
Highland is
you
like, is that
live from the
real?
Temple Theater. After I got this up, I said it does look like an old matinee theater you used to
You
go
know what
to
it
on
reminds me of?
Saturday.
It reminds me of a church that we went to when I was a kid.
Uh huh.
They had converted a school, and it was like the auditorium. It wasn't an auditorium, but it was like
All the
something where they
stage
converted,
curtains.
and it had all the stage curtains and everybody. The
Mm-hmm.
pastor was preaching in front of it, and we were singing in front of it. But no, this is real. The original owners of the house were huge and very serious wine collectors.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's neat.
every hole was filled. But I love wine and that's great, but I'd have about 3 bottles in here.
Uh huh.
That's
Uh
it.
huh.
So, but the cool thing about this room is that as soon as you step in, you realize just how isolated it is, and it's
Mm-hmm.
very, very quiet. So, I need to have some kind of consultation to make the most of it. I love it. It's a beautiful room. It smells like wood, and
Mm-hmm.
it's awesome. Um, so I want to do that. That's going to be a big project, and because also the internet, we've had some issues with internet here because we are now up in we're like up on a hill in a neighborhood that has a lot of trees, a lot of woods, and
Mm-hmm.
we're not in the country. We're like really close to the city, but
Mm-hmm.
it's an isolated neighborhood. And so we've tried to do the best we can to get our internet situated, and we thought we had it situated because my husband works from home sometimes as well, like a couple days a week he does. But they've been sending us message after message. Uh, we apologize for any inconvenience you may have
Mm-hmm.
and any interruptions to your internet, blah, 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 blah. Because,
Mm-hmm.
and this is the most hilarious line, and they've been saying this for 3 months. We keep getting random messages saying, we are trying to make you have the highest speed internet. We want to get you to the point where it is just blah, 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 whatever. Yeah, well, you ain't doing that because what you're doing is interrupting everything that we have to do. So I want to make sure I may have to just do an Ethernet cord and do
That's
it
what
that
I
way.
did here. I mean, we're on the high speed broadband. I got a good wireless router. Wireless is good in here.
Mhm.
But when I moved back to this bedroom, where I was at, the feed was on the other side of the wall. So I just drilled through, stuck a cord
Mhm.
through, plugged the computer up, easy. When I moved back here on the opposite side of the house, I talked my son into coming and running, um, hardwiring it for me. So
Nice.
now it's hardwired. Now this MacBook is just running internet, or
Yeah.
wireless. It's fine. But
Yeah, wireless.
no
We have
more.
extensions everywhere,
Yeah,
but
no, with no more, the amount of live sessions that I have to do on Source Connect. I just
mhm. Mhm.
I've
Yeah.
got so much work that I don't. I mean, people just send me stuff to do, and I don't. Uh, every now and then on voices.com they'll want it, but it's seldom. And the fact that I have not, I mean, I've went ice cold with agents. I haven't booked an agent job outside of an audio book in 18 months.
Mm.
So I'm almost to the point of turning Source Connect off, because I just
Well,
don't use
I
it.
because of my agents requiring it, I have
Mm-hmm.
it. But honestly, most of my direct and my live sessions have been
Mm-hmm.
Zoom
Mm-hmm.
and Microsoft Teams.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're getting away from stuff like that. I don't know for sure, but I have to have it because it's one of those
Yeah,
things that
that's
you
kind of
need to
me. I
have.
mean, they want to make
But
sure
I'm
you got it.
I need to learn more about the latest version of Source Connect, the 4.0, or I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but Source
Yeah.
Connect 4,
Yep.
because that you don't have to do any of the
It's so
support stuff.
easy. Yeah, you're just click on the icon and it pops up. You don't have to do anything.
But the
I
problem
mean,
is then the studio you're dealing with has to have it as well. So,
they 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 should have it, but it will still work. There is a thing in there called a bridge, and
mhm,
they can bridge, and it works fine. I've used
mhm,
the bridge twice, and it worked fine.
yeah,
But I love the new version, although I've only gotten to use it a few times. But I like it.
yeah,
I just like the fact that when I go somewhere, I just got to log into it. I don't have to.
yeah.
And
Now
there's no
that I
dongle,
love.
no pass key. There's no,
Love that.
yeah.
Love
So
it.
it's
But yeah, like I
pretty
said,
cool.
most of my clients are even the stuff I'm getting through my agents, they're asking for Zoom calls, Zoom
Yeah,
sessions.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think
That's
people are
me.
just taking the easier route, and
Yeah,
lots of times it's probably just because they don't know enough about Source Connect to want to deal with learning it, for
yeah,
their sessions.
yeah,
That I found that with a couple of my clients that they just want to go with the easy route, the devil as in
yeah.
Zoom or Microsoft Teams. So
And I think I comprehend now why both versions are still out there. At first, I was like, I don't get it. Why don't they just have one?
right.
And it has to do with people that had bought lifetime things and blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah. They
I
got to
get
get that worked out and get it to one version, though,
it.
where everybody's on the same thing, because
Yeah, that would make life a
several of
lot
us,
easier.
yeah, and several of us jumped on the new one because when I traveled, I didn't have it.
Right.
So I thought, yeah, I want this because I can travel and it's there if I need it. But
Mhm.
what's the chances of having to record when I travel like that? Maybe zero. But yeah, I'd like to see them get all that on one page, and maybe they will. But
They probably will.
I wish I were closer. I'd love to come see that room and go, here's what I would do.
Oh, I
That's
know
right up
you would
my it's up my alley. I'd love to
love
do
it.
that. I have
You
done
would.
I did panels in here, the 2 foot by 4 foot. There's 2 in front of me, 2 overhead. There's 2 2x2s on this side. I've got the corner, what you call it, base traps.
Yeah.
I got a base trap in this corner. And then I had some 4-inch foam that I had bought, and I was attaching it to what's that plastic cardboard stuff. And I would glue it to that, and then I could hang them, with little hangers. Mm-hmm. And I ended up putting a couple of them over here on this side. The only place I have any echo or reverb in here is if I go as far over that way towards that closet, because there's a 11, 12 foot run right there that's about 5 feet wide, and it'll echo a little out there. But in here, in front of this mic, it's perfect. I can clap, smack, whatever, and it does great.
Clap and smack.
Clap and smack. And I think I built those panels for under $200, all of them.
Nice.
So it's not that much. 1x4s and a roll of rock wool is all you need.
Well, I ain't handy, and I don't have time in my life to be handy.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I need somebody.
I know what you mean. Yeah,
need somebody to come in here and go this, and this, and this, and this, and then you're good.
Yeah, and your other option. Have you seen the Highland, the Brad Highland travel booth? The Highlander.
Brad has told me about it.
Pretty cool.
It's really cool.
It's pretty cool. All this money I spent on other stuff, I should have bought one of those. That would have been nice to take with you, because it looks like it just folds up flat and away you go.
Yes.
And boy, Karen Gilfrey. Karen Gilfrey used it in Holland, and Charles got to see it and all, and that was really good. Hey, if you haven't heard her breakfast bites that she put out this week, you would appreciate it. Yeah, you'd appreciate it. I listen to them
always, but
she goes into, and I really appreciate her sharing it like she did, because a lot of times we're taught, who are you, who you're talking to, yada yada yada, all that stuff, the basic stuff. She took it to a thing of picking a certain moment in your life that you had happened to you, and how it impacted you and how it made you feel, and how you go, all right, for the happy mom read, I always go to this moment, and one of the examples she used is when they saw the monkey out on the balcony at the hotel, and she was just like, she said, but I can pull 2 things from that. I can pull how she felt seeing it, and watching the kids do it, how they, how the pullback as the mom, oh, look at that. Isn't that awesome? And I thought that's a really cool key way to tell people how to go find your connection in a copy, because, definitely. A lot of us were just told over and over and over, who are you? Who are you talking to? Where are you? Blah, 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 and that's what a lot of coaches teach. But I really appreciated her sharing that.
It definitely, of course, I'll listen to it. I love their podcast. It always makes me laugh. I use it when I listen to a lot of podcasts when I'm walking in the mornings, because I walk like 3-4 miles. So I'll put in little podcasts and just catch up on whatever. And I always really appreciate she and Jamie and their conversation.
Yeah, they're great. They're great, down to earth, great, honest, transparent, and that's what I like to listen to. I kind of miss Kevin and Bobby. They're on a hiatus for the summer.
Yes, but I miss them too.
Man, they have been going hard at that podcast every week for a long time. So I'm glad they were able to take a break. Yeah, two good folks.
That's a lot of work, man.
It is. Podcasting is a lot of work, especially like me this last week on Sunday afternoon. I went, oh, crap, I don't have anything for tomorrow. What am I going to? And sometimes you just throw something together because you try to be consistent and keep it out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the hardest part, is trying to come up with content, I can imagine, because, a week goes by real quick. And then you realize if you don't have stuff in the can to throw out there, then shoot.
Yeah, it's hard. But I'll have this.
Good job, my friend.
Well, thanks. I'll have this conversation we've had. I'll have George tomorrow, and maybe I can get a couple weeks ahead. And
yes, maybe you can breathe easy.
Yeah.
Well, it was fun as always. Just to touch base. Thanks for touch dip.
Touch dip. It's never going to leave. That's okay though. I kind of like it.
Listen, it suits you.
Maybe I should patent that and come out with touch dip sauce.
Hashtag touch dip. Listen, as long as I get the credit.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. I hope everybody's enjoyed it. We've just been random, and that's the way we like it. And
that is the way we like it.
Yeah, so this will be played, and then George the week after, and then I may take I may take the whole year off. Why not? Let's take the rest of the year off.
I'm not going to let you do that.
Yeah.
But I will give you a little break.
All right.
All right, buddy.
Thanks for hanging around, hanging on. We'll catch everybody next time.
Thanks for having me.
Bye, gang. See you next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.
And that's another episode of The VO Life. Thanks for dropping in and hanging on. The VO Life was brought to you by voinbox.com.
The marketing tool that gives you back something others don't. Make an investment in your marketing that not only cultivates clients, but gives you back time.
If you are a professional voice actor and you need to up your direct email marketing game, VO Inbox might be for you.
Reach out to Troy in an email to get 25 leads free with your paid subscription. Send that email to troy@troyholdenvoices.com.
Need to talk about building your VO business? You can schedule time with Troy on his website in half-hour or full-hour sessions. There's even a free 15-minute consult available, all on the website at troyholdenvoices.com.
Thanks for being here, and join us again next week on The VO Life.